One of the questions I get all of the time is, Nadia, why do some signs, like Aquarius, have more than one ruler? Some astrologers say it is Daddy Saturn, who we know, like, and love. Other astrologers say it is Uranus, the chaos agent that we all know and hate. Sorry, it's my personal nemesis. I do not like Uranus. And then we come to Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, which feels so much like a Pisces, but other people talk about Jupiter ruling it. In this video, I am going to tell you everything you need to know about modern versus traditional rulership. But because I'm super neurospicy and I have a data addiction, in the comments I would love to know, do you use modern or traditional or a mix of both, which is my favorite blend? So let's travel back a couple of thousand years ago when astrology became a thing. So Hellenistic astrology is thousands of years old. It's the astrology that I specialize in. At the time, and for centuries after, there was only seven planets that they could see from the Earth. Those were the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, and Mars and Saturn. And what they did is they assigned 2 signs to each of the planets, except the Moon and the Sun. They only rule 1 sign each. And that was the way we did things for thousands of years. Then in 1781, Mr. Uranus was discovered, followed by the discovery of Neptune in 1846, and in the 1930s, Pluto was discovered. So modern astrologers decided to assign these planets to signs. Now, the way I feel about it is I think it kind of makes the entire zodiac break. You see, we had it very ordered where we had benefics, Venus and Jupiter, malefics, so the bad guys, Saturn and Mars. We had Mercury, which was neutral, and then the luminaries was the Sun and the Moon. Because of the way it was structured, even, and it was very balanced. Then someone decided that Uranus should be assigned to Aquarius, which I still think is a crime that should have a very harsh punishment. 6,000 paper cuts in like a 3x3 centimeter square. They decided that Neptune feels very Pisces-like, which I agree with, and that Pluto was so Scorpio. Now, I think personally that even though I use the traditional way of working with the planets and astrology, I still think the modern planets give us some nuance, but it's more psychological and thematic than it is structural, data-driven. So in my reports, in my one-on-one working with clients, I always use the rulership as traditional. So Mars still rules Scorpio. Neptune, you need to take a back seat because Jupiter is still in charge of Pisces, not pastries, Pisces. However, when it comes to interpreting it and interpreting a birth chart, I do include the outer planets, but more in a thematic lens. I've made it to the end and you're a ride or die. Thank you so much for staying till the end. And I want to ask you something personal. Now, personally, I am an absolute water addict. I drink so much water, so I'm never dehydrated. But I also have friends that really struggle with water intake. And I'm wondering, you personally, are you a water lover or a water, I need to take it and I'll take it, it's fine type of person? Because we're going through a heat wave. I'm miserable and hot and curious.